impossible. There are days when the weight of everything you're carrying seems too much, and you wonder how you'll ever make it through. Maybe you feel like you're stuck in a place where hope is hard to find, and every step forward feels like a struggle. Maybe you're facing a mountain that's too high to climb. It could be a challenge at work, a broken relationship, or a dream that feels out of reach. Sometimes the obstacles in front of us look so big that we can't even imagine getting past them. Or you're in a storm that just won't end. The rain keeps falling, the winds keep blowing, and you're left wondering if the sun will ever shine again. Maybe it's a season of loss, disappointment, or uncertainty that seems to go on and on. I've been there. We all have. No one is immune to hard times, and everyone faces moments when they feel overwhelmed or alone. But you're not alone in this. There are people who care, and more importantly, there is a God who cares. But here's the truth. Nothing is impossible with God. That's not just a comforting phrase. It's a promise that has stood the test of time. God's power has no limits, and His love for you is greater than anything you could ever face. Let's just pause for a second and really think about that. Imagine what it means for the Creator of the universe to be on your side, to care about your struggles, and to have the power to change your situation. Nothing, not one thing. There is no problem too complicated, no pain too deep, no situation too far gone for God to handle. No obstacle, no fear, no broken dream is too big for Him. He is the God who breaks chains, who opens doors, and who brings hope to the hopeless. I mean, the same God who painted the stars in the sky, who created the oceans. He sees you. He knows your name, your story, and every detail of your life. He cares about every detail of your life. The big things, the small things, and even the things you think no one else notices. God sees them all, and He cares deeply. And He's not limited by what we see as impossible. Where we see dead ends, He sees new beginnings. Where we see closed doors, He sees opportunities waiting to unfold. You might look at your situation and think, there's no way out. Maybe you're facing financial struggles, health issues, or a future that feels uncertain. But God? He specializes in making a way where there is no way. He brings light into the darkest places and hope into the most hopeless situations. When you feel weak, He's your strength. When you can't go on, He carries you. His power is made perfect in our weakness. When you feel lost, He's your guide. He leads you step by step, even when you can't see the whole path ahead. If your heart is heavy, or you're carrying a burden that feels too much, just remember, He says, "Cast your cares on me." You don't have to carry it all alone. I've seen people set free from addictions that held them for years. Chains that seemed unbreakable were shattered in a moment of faith. I've seen relationships restored when it seemed like all hope was gone. Hearts healed, families reunited, and forgiveness where there was only pain. I've seen people find peace in the middle of chaos because they chose to believe that God could do what no one else could. Even when the world around them was falling apart, they found a calm that didn't make sense, except for God. So if you're facing something today that looks impossible, don't lose hope. Don't give up. Remember, your story isn't over yet, and God is still at work. Instead, take a step of faith. Pray. Even if it's just a whisper, God hears you. He listens to every cry and every hope in your heart. Speak life over your situation. Declare hope, even when you feel hopeless. Sometimes the words you speak can change the way you see your circumstances. Tell yourself, with God, all things are possible. Let that truth sink deep into your heart and shape the way you face each day. Because even when you can't see it, God is working behind the scenes. He's arranging things in ways you can't imagine, preparing blessings you haven't even thought to ask for. He's opening doors, moving mountains, and writing a story that's bigger than anything you could imagine. Your future is in His hands, and He's not finished with you yet. The impossible is where God starts. When you reach the end of your own strength, that's where His power shines the brightest. Miracles are what He does. He brings hope to the hopeless, healing to the broken, and new beginnings to those who thought their story was over. So, whatever you're hoping for, whatever you're praying for, trust Him. Even if the answer doesn't come right away, keep believing. God's timing is perfect, and He knows what's best for you. Hold on to your faith. Let it be the anchor that keeps you steady when the waves of life get rough. Faith isn't about having all the answers. It's about trusting the one who does. Because with God, nothing is impossible. He is the God of miracles, the God of hope, and the God who loves you more than you can imagine. Thanks for listening. If this gave you hope, share it with someone who needs to hear